Thank you very much, our viewers, for tuning in. My name is Dr. Joyce W. Charles. This is a Toxic Show. I'm sure you already can tell the guests we have right here in the studio. We had a show last time, and it was concerning drug addiction. However, this man has walked the walk. He's not just gone to a classroom and studied on how to counsel people because they have drug addiction, but he has been there, done that, and God is using him to help people who have got that kind of a problem or issues. And so welcome so much to the studio, Apostle. We are all waiting to hear the story.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate. And we bless the Lord for giving us this opportunity once again.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
We thank God because we had mentioned a little bit of where, I began to use the gateway drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That was alcohol and cigarettes and then marijuana.
Yeah.
And when we got to the farms in Tanzania,
mm-hmm.
that is near Dodoma, between Dodoma and Arusha, there's a place called Namberera.
Yeah.
That is in Simanjiro district in Arusha province.
All right.
And, that place was so excluded from the rest of, the residents, where the other people were staying,
Yeah.
and where we were camping.
Okay.
We were camping actually inside a game reserve.
Ah, okay.
In a place where if you survive, you survive. Because,
That's scary.
Because people are being killed by lions and other wild animals.
Yeah.
And we were staying in some makeshift houses, which had no doors and no windows.
And how?
And
okay. I almost wanted to ask, how does the government approve that kind of, but I remembered they're
Yeah.
on toxic.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a show on another day.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
And our beds were just a few bricks or stones that we would gather together.
That's
Then-
a working environment.
Yes, yes, yes. Then you go into the field and you cut some grass, and you come and lay on top of the stones, and then you take a gunny bag and you slash it into two,
Yeah.
so that it opens.
Yeah.
And then you take like two of them and cover it.
That's the
That
mattress
is your
now.
mattress now. And so, of course, there are no blankets.
What?
You may have maybe the Maasai shukas, those sheets that the Maasais use.
Yeah.
And that one, if you have one, well and good. But the kind of people we were, you wouldn't mind anything.
Okay.
You not even know whether it was cold or hot at night.
Okay.
And it's very cold in the desert because that's a desert area.
Okay.
It's very cold at night, very
right.
cold.
Okay.
I remember one night we were sleeping and one guy woke up and he wanted to go out to hiss himself. And when he woke up, just before he exited from the bed, which was that kind of
Yeah.
bed,
Yeah.
he saw the wind blew at the door. We only had one gunny bag.
Okay.
We would hang it there.
Yeah.
That would be our door.
All right.
So the guy saw the wind blew it a little.
So he could see.
Then he saw a cheetah
Ah, my friend.
seated just next to the door. So when he saw the gunny bag move, the cheetah thought now the prey is here. And so it moved a bit and then realized it was just the wind. So the guy went back and slept like a dead man.
Okay, I really have got so many questions to ask because when it comes to a working environment like that,
Yes.
is it the money that was so scarce for you to agree to that kind of a lifestyle, or because you're not forced to do that?
Yeah, but we were stolen. I will tell you.
Stolen.
I will tell you that
Okay,
these
that's a
people
serious-
are robbed.
Uh-huh.
Not that something is taken from them.
Yeah.
Themselves.
Yes.
They are stolen. They are robbed.
Yeah.
You saw the scripture
Yes,
that I
yes,
read
yeah, the
in Isaiah 42 and verse number 22.
So you don't even know who you are,
You don't know who you are. The working conditions, they don't really matter to you.
and you agree to it.
You don't even remember.
I mean, you could have been, eaten that night by that cheetah.
That was just one among many
Okay.
times that I came close to, the end of my life. I remember still in the same place. One night I woke up a bit later than the rest of the people. And we were so, intoxicated with our drugs.
Yeah.
That time we were, you smoke anything that you find.
Okay.
You smoke the weed and those traditional cigarettes
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
prepare yourself.
Uh-huh.
And then there is a traditional brews and
Yeah.
all that. And so I remember that time I would stay for a whole month without taking a bath. And not because I'll go to the river, planning to go and shower.
Yeah.
Because we used to shower at the lake. It was
Okay.
not a lake, a dam.
Yeah.
But when I arrived there, it is 2 p.m. The sun is shining, but a sudden cold will come upon me.
Yeah.
I'll feel like I'm freezing.
Ah, okay.
And there will be evidence on my skin that I'm actually, experiencing some cold weather of some kind, of my own.
So what's that now?
I don't understand.
All right.
And I stayed there for several months. And this night, when I woke up later than the others, after the others had left, I would hear some noise of where the people were. But in the desert, it's very dark at night.
Okay.
When it is dark, there is a mist at
Okay.
night.
Uh-huh.
So it is totally dark. You cannot actually be able to figure out
Yeah.
your way
Yeah.
unless you know the place very well. So I began to run after the people. And you know what happens? Lions and cheetahs, they don't attack people when they are a group.
Oh.
They always walk along with them to see whether there is anybody that is left behind
Oh, I see.
so they can attack.
Okay.
And so I was rushing, after them, and I would tell the people are very far away because I would hear the voices very far. It's 2 a.m. 2 a.m. at night.
Where are you going?
We are going to work. That's the
what are
time
you
that you
telling
used to
me?
work. Yes,
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
What work are you doing 2 a.m.?
Either we are going to pick the beans before the sun rises, because the sun rises very early, and also it gets very hot
What
very
beans?
early. Some beans, I heard that they were using them to make some drugs,
Okay.
medical drugs,
Yeah.
because they were poisonous.
Okay.
You couldn't eat them.
All right.
And so I'm rushing after them. I can't tell.
So where you were staying was very far from where you're working?
When we were working, we would walk like for an hour to the place where we were working.
Yeah,
And
that's
so I'm
why you
rushing.
needed to be high.
Yes, yes.
You needed to be high.
So I'm rushing after them,
Yeah.
and I can't really tell my way. And there are thorns this size along the road. There are pythons which can swallow you alive. There is every kind of, danger. But I ran after them. And I remember when I realized I'm not getting closer to where they are, and I can't go back. I remember whispering a prayer to God. And I said, God, remember you told me that I will serve you.
Okay, now you can come into terms with God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember you told me that I will serve you.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to die today. If you deliver me from this, I will truly serve you. So I rushed. I ran after them until I got to where we were going to work. I couldn't work. I was so shaken. I slept. After walking all that long,
Yeah.
I slept. When it was dawn, I went back. But I still continued with my drugs.
Yeah.
I never remembered again.
Oh, the
And I
prayer.
said I am going to serve God.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought next time I'll be more careful.
Yeah.
And so there were, imminent danger. And every day, you would actually hear of stories of somebody was killed by a lion on the other camp. In this camp, you would see even where the lions were, crossing the road and all that.
Yeah.
And at that place, there were no policemen. So we never used to hide our drugs.
Okay.
You would smoke anything that you want
Right. Openly.
openly.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like there was no government
Okay.
around there.
Yeah.
So for the months that I was there, that's when I became totally addicted. Totally addicted.
Yeah.
Because I was
So
smoke.
in such a isolated place, who is supplying?
Drugs are so spiritual.
Okay.
If a drug, user
Yeah.
comes into your town today, before evening,
They will know.
they will know who sells what.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's
They'll be
serious.
directed in a way they will know.
Okay.
They will know who sells what. They will get whatever they use. You may have stayed there for a long time,
Yeah.
and you may not have known who sells what.
Yeah.
And that is why sometimes even governments are not able to curb drug use
Yeah.
alone, because the government is doing a good job. But whatever the government is doing must be supplemented or even complemented by what spiritual leaders, not religious leaders.
yeah.
Religious leaders can only go to the extent that a government can go.
Yeah.
But spiritual leaders can be able to go, a little bit further
Yeah.
than where any other means can get to. Because we are able to deal with the invisibles.
Yeah, yeah.
We're able to know there's something that cannot be visible to the optical eyes,
Yeah.
but it is active in this person.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we were there, and I got so addicted to, especially marijuana now, because I realized all the other things I was trying to take,
Yeah.
they were not, getting me to where I wanted to
The
get
high
to.
was not so high.
Yes, the high was not so high.
Yeah.
Then I also realized when you drink alcohol, and then you mix it with weed, at some point they balance, so you are sober again.
Okay.
So you're not actually drunk at all.
Yeah.
And I think it's a trick of the devil, so that people will continue to
To seek for
yes,
the next high.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so when I was there, and I faced those few dangers, I began to realize if I don't do anything, I'm going to end up here.
Okay.
In the entire camp, there was nobody who could speak fluent English. There was nobody who had been to school.
Yeah.
Actually, our bosses were people who are the operators of the tractors that we were working with.
Yeah.
They were our bosses. People who had never been to a classroom.
All right.
So even when they know that you have been to a school somewhere, they will be so harsh on you.
Okay.
And so it was such a life that sometimes I look back and I can't really tell I was able to bear with
Yeah, with
that
all
kind
that,
of those
yeah.
conditions. And we'll be given some portions of food every week, and little pay, very little pay, but you not complain.
Yeah.
That is the first time I pretended to be a mad person,
Why pretend?
because I wanted some food from the boss.
So when you pretended to be mad and so
I saw meat after so long time.
it's a funny
And
story.
it was hard meat,
Yeah.
because they were allowed to go and
Hunt.
to go gaming,
Yeah.
and they got some delicacies.
Yeah.
And I wanted a share of it,
Yeah.
and so I pretended that I was mad,
And did you succeed?
and I was almost dying.
Uh-huh.
I think they had seen so many crazy people, so that didn't work.
Okay.
I didn't succeed.
All right. So you never got to get the meat.
I never got to the meat.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it was, a funny life. And can you imagine now, I'm in Tanzania. Nobody knows where I am.
Yeah.
My parents don't know where I am. That is my dad and my stepmother.
Yeah.
The people that knew I was traveling, I told them I've gone to Uganda.
Right.
So I'm in Tanzania and nobody knows where I am. Then I lost all my IDs and everything.
Oh.
When you are drunk,
Yeah.
many things happen.
Yeah.
So I lost every identification document. So I tried to become fully a Tanzanian.
Uh-huh.
And it was now at that time that one day I began to feel like, all the drug addicts, they have their sober moments.
Okay. I think that's something very important
Yes.
for you to note. That every drug addict
They-
has their sober moment.
They even the very mad people, they have some moments when they are very sober.
Okay.
You see, drugs just like is a spirit, like any other spirit, and demons are not enough to invade every living human being. So sometimes they come into one. Many of them
Yeah.
program the man, the soul of that person,
Okay.
and then they leave. So the person will be working on a program,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the demons are not really there.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe only one
Yeah.
has remained there
The
to
housekeeper.
keep the program
Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
And so I got sober once in that place. And I asked myself, what am I doing? And I decided, okay, because I've tried suicide, it has not worked.
Okay.
Why don't I go to a witch doctor?
Okay.
Yeah.
This story is turning to another dimension.
Yeah.
And so?
Because you see, when you are in drugs, you are open to a kingdom.
True.
Very open to a kingdom.
Yeah.
So all the suggestions that are coming to you at that time, they are not your thoughts. And you know, many people can't differentiate when a foreign voice is speaking to them and when it is them thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that is where the trick is
Yes,
in most cases,
Yeah.
where you think it is me thinking
Uh-huh.
that because I'm annoyed, I need to kill myself.
Yeah.
But there's another voice telling you, yes, do it now.
Aha.
Then you think it is you.
So there is a
Because
force in
every
yeah.
suicide that you see, there is a voice behind it. There is some voice speaking
Yeah.
and coordinating that episode.
All right. Uh-huh.
So here I am, and I feel, because suicide has failed. I had tried suicide so many times
Yeah.
by that time. So I decided, okay, now let me try and go to a witch doctor.
Okay.
Maybe that will help.
Uh-huh.
I also said, I've been to church,
Yeah.
and this demon never left.
Okay. So that now you're trying to deal with drugs
Yes,
through a witch doctor.
through a witch doctor.
How did that go?
So immediately,
Yeah.
I got referrals. There were people there
Who could give you,
who had already been to several
Okay.
of those witch doctors.
Yeah.
So I listened to all of them, and I decided to go to Arusha.
Yeah.
To one of them who was in a place called Uza River. It was on your way to Moshi
Yeah.
from Arusha. Then I boarded one of the vehicles that were picking the farm produces from there.
Yeah.
They could, lift us to town sometimes.
Yeah.
But that was my first time.
Okay.
So you board on the, on top of the gunny bags, and because you are used to sleeping on one, there is
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
In fact, this one is soft because it is the
Yeah.
farm produce.
Right.
So I go to Arusha, and on the first day in Arusha, I feel like not going to the witch doctor.
Okay.
But then I realized all the money that I had is diminishing in a way that I can't tell.
Okay.
What is it? You see, somebody who's in drugs, especially like weed, weed does several things, and especially to the mind.
Okay.
It slows down the reflexes of the mind.
Okay.
Actually, the brain of a drug addict is not able to give responses at the right time.
Okay.
That is why if a driver is on drugs, they can easily cause an accident.
All right.
They will see the vehicle coming,
Yeah.
and they would want to turn it, because drugs will either cause you to be hyper or to slow you down.
Okay.
Yeah. So if somebody has been slowed down, they will see the other vehicle coming. They tell their brain, they send an impulse to their brain
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
we have to turn now.
Yeah.
And it will be like it has been received.
Yeah.
But now to communicate that to the hands,
Hey.
to do the actual turning,
Uh-huh.
it will take a long time.
So they'll turn the wrong time
The wrong time
and the accident happens.
happens. That is
Oh,
why you see
God.
even the talk, their blood speech.
Yeah.
Now, that blood speech is not because they themselves they don't know that they have a blood speech.
The devil is such a lie.
Yeah, but it is slowed down by the drugs. They speak at the same rate as
Yeah.
you speak.
Yeah.
But what is coming out, in fact, I used to be very funny those days. You would call me, and I would be like, I'll be so, so plain. You don't know that I've heard
Yeah.
that you called me. But I've heard, and I'm trying to respond.
Okay.
So you will call and wait, and I'm just there. So by the time that you have stopped waiting for my response, that's when I will smile and respond.
I know it's so real because I've seen even drunkards are really drink.
Yes.
They have that speech that is
Yes.
just too slow for a normal
Yes.
person.
Yes.
So that's what happens.
Yes. Because now the coordination that is happening in
Very
the what do you call it, the response process,
Yeah.
the stimulus and the response. By the time you get the response, it takes longer than
And you don't realize.
you don't realize. That happens also with something like cat. These people that chew cat,
Yeah.
it makes them to be hyper for some time,
Yeah.
for a short period of time. Then after that, they slow down. They slow down.
Yeah.
That is why sometimes you think that when they chew the cud, they will not be able to be overtaken by sleep.
Yeah.
But the time they will get the sleep, they will really sleep.
Yeah.
It will come upon them like, a heavy load.
True.
And so I'm in Arusha, and I'm thinking of how to deal with this problem.
Yeah.
Now I'm no longer dealing with the voices.
Yes.
I have understood I'm actually on drugs.
Okay. Yeah.
And I want to get out.
Uh-huh.
But there's no way out.
Uh-huh.
So I'm in Arusha, and I realize the money I have, I don't know how I'm spending it. So I said, before I finish everything, let me rush
To the witch?
to the witch doctor.
Okay.
So I went to the witch doctor. And the guy, I told him I'm from Kenya. Now, that time my Swahili is good.
Good, yeah.
So he couldn't tell that I'm actually a Kenyan.
Uh-huh.
So I had to introduce myself. Then he said, you are Kenyan? Yeah, which tribe? I told him my tribe. He said, that tribe knows these things. So we are good.
You have come home.
Yeah, come.
Yeah.
And the guy began to, do some stuff there.
Yeah.
And then he tells me, your star is so much tampered with. We cannot be able to recover it now.
Oh, Lord.
But we give you some stuff. I don't know what to go and use. When I went and used those things, the opposite happened.
So are these things to apply on yourself?
Yes, some things to apply
eat?
and use them as soap for some days. And not to get out of the house until 3 days are over.
And did you pay something?
Yeah, I paid some little money, and I was supposed to go back.
Oh, for the second
to pay the
appointment.
remainder.
Yeah.
But when I used those stuff,
And they worked
the
again.
worst happened.
Uh-huh.
That whatever I feared, actually it's like everything that I feared now became so real to me.
Yeah.
And that day, I had begun a small business. Nobody bought from it.
Yeah.
Not even one customer
Yeah.
who came to ask maybe
How much is this?
and then leave. No, it was like I was invisible. It was like I was hidden from all the customers.
Yeah, yeah.
All the whole day until evening. In the evening, a con man came, and he asked me, I don't know how, for all the money I had.
Oh, Lord.
And I gave to him. And I gave him some of the goods I had. By the time I realized this guy is actually a con man, he was on his way going.
Oh, Lord.
I tried to run after him.
And you've been treated by witchcraft.
Yes.
And things are, oh, Lord.
So yeah, they went to the worst, to the extreme, of the worst that I was fearing. When I began to rush after him, the guy begins to call people and say, I'm a thief. And the people are ready to stone me. So I had to run for my life.
Now, just before you continue from there, I want you to possibly speak to people who would consider witchcraft to cure things like drugs. Because, I mean, with your story so far, it tells us it's not possible. Witchcraft can never help. So
it cannot work.
Look at the camera and just talk to somebody.
Let me tell you, my viewer, it is a waste of time to be tormented by the devil and go to the devil for a solution. It is not something that you can be logical even to you. That if you are fought by Kenya, for example, you can't run into the same government to ask them to help, to hide you or to help you. Maybe you'll go on exile to another country. That will be logical. But you cannot run to the same person who has made you to be what you are. Because drugs are one of the works of the enemy. And he tries to take you captive, using them so that you may do his will. But if you can be able to, actually, instead of going to a witch doctor, it is better for you to begin to believe that you can make a decision. Don't even begin to think about God helping you first. Think that you have been created by God with the ability to make a decision.
Yeah, we have the free will.
Yeah, you can say, I am not going this way. And the power that helps people when they make a decision will help you. So, come back to my story. I'm here now, I'm confused. So these are not working. The following day, I come back to the city because I say, now the business is gone. All the money is gone. Let me go and look for a job. I woke up very early. I went to the bus stop. Immediately I arrived, I'm arrested.
What have you done?
Loitering in the morning.
Okay, that's just another demonic trick.
Yes,
That has been pulled from
exactly.
the witchcraft. Yeah.
Yes. Then I'm taken into Central Police Station in Arusha.
Yeah.
And the whole day we were working, for the police there. Whoever had anything to be done. So by 5 in the evening, I'm so fed up. Because one, I was arrested for no reason. 2, I've been here working, bare feet, and no food the whole day.
Yeah.
And I said, God, I was able to wait for your help.
Yeah.
And I was a bit patient.
Yeah.
But now, not anymore. Because you see, what the enemy wanted is to discourage me completely
Right.
to a place where I will accept that I need to die.
Yeah.
Because even drugs, they don't have the power to kill someone
Aha.
unless they accept.
So you have the
Yeah.
willpower.
Yeah, the willpower.
Yeah.
So we are released in the evening at around 5, and I've already made up my mind. I'm not seeing tomorrow. I have to die today. And so when we came out of the police station,
Right.
I saw a valley, very deep one.
That you can jump into.
Yes. And I went to the bridge,
Uh-huh.
and I was just about to jump.
And then what happened?
I heard the voice of God.
That voice that you knew when you were a little boy.
Yes. And he said, you will jump, but you will not die. You will only break yourself.
And those are more months in the hospital.
I said, I don't want to break myself. I want to die.
Yeah.
As I was saying that, I was talking audibly.
Yeah.
I was like a real madman
Yeah.
on the road. I saw a Nissan Matatu coming. I jumped into the road. I can't tell how
You did.
I was not knocked down.
Oh God.
Then I felt so bad.
That you didn't die.
Yes. So I waited and timed another one.
Oh my goodness.
And I made sure that the driver would not notice that I'm about to jump into the road.
Uh-huh.
And so I timed it. It was speeding. I threw myself on the road. That second one, I saw the side mirror just somewhere above my head. The driver's trying to struggle with the vehicle not to knock me down.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, what are you doing? I need to die.
It's really, really so demonic.
Yes, I need to die now. Not tomorrow, now.
So you should just run on me.
Yes.
Oh God.
And so I felt so bad, and I said, the next one, I will not only jump into the road.
So that one didn't even hurt you.
It didn't even touch. It didn't even touch me. I said
I
on the
love
third
our
one,
God. Uh-huh.
I said on the third one,
Yeah.
I will jump into the road and prostrate there.
Jesus.
And I was just about to jump.
And then,
The voice came again and said, this time round, you will surely be knocked down, but you won't die. But what I have purposed, you must do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hear people say that God doesn't force people to serve him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know those kind of people.
Yeah.
Because I see Moses. He doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
God makes sure that he goes. I see Jonah.
Yeah.
He even tries to commit suicide
True.
in a better way than mine.
Than your style, yeah.
And he brings him back.
True.
And he still serves him.
Yeah.
He tells Peter, when you are young, you could dress yourself and go wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
But now, when you are old, you will stretch your hands. Somebody else will guard you,
Yeah.
or will dress you and take you where you don't want to go.
Yeah.
And I think that is maturity. When you are able to go where you don't want to go,
Yeah.
but you know the master wants you there.
Amen.
And so I'm there, and I felt like, God, you are not that clever. I saw a chemist, and I went there to buy some drugs. I can go and drink and sleep forever.
Yeah.
When I had inquired, I realized I had no money.
Okay.
So God saved me that day by being broke.
Yeah.
And then I went into the house,
Yeah.
and I picked a knife, and I
to
wanted
stab
to
yourself.
stab myself. I had seen
That spirit of
people
death was-
stabbing themselves on TV. I normally encourage parents, please, know what your children are watching.
Yeah.
The greatest demon could be that TV set at home.
True.
If it is not, if you don't have control at all about what your children watches.
Yeah.
You need some parental control. They may not be so harsh,
Yeah.
but at least some bit of that.
Some regulations.
So
on
that
it,
you can be able to help your children.
Yeah.
Because even the use of drugs, some of them
Yeah.
are seeing it happen on TV.
Yeah.
Some of this music, secular music that is being played, they even show them how to inject themselves. They even show them how to take a puff of these drugs.
Right.
And how to prepare them.
Yes.
And so somebody thinks it is cool to do that. It is not cool.
Yeah.
Soon it will be very hot. You will not be able to handle it. And so it is good to understand.
Yeah.
And so when that was happening, that night, I'll never forget it. I was alone in my world. I locked the door. A voice told me, if you lock the door, when your friends come, they will have to break it. I said, no problem, I'll be dead. And the dead person doesn't care whether you break the door or not.
Yeah, they're not there.
I will not be there to repair it. And so I took the knife, just about to stab myself. I heard a very simple voice tell me, you have just been complaining to God. If you can pray, He can still hear you, even now.
Wow.
I don't know how I believed that voice.
Yeah. But you did.
I did.
Yeah.
And then I prayed. You see, mine was a struggle between the drugs and the
you
call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the enemy was really trying to stop it.
And kill you.
And kill me.
Yeah.
Because as long as I'm out of this body, then the call is as good as dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see, God is, whatever you are doing, I tell you the truth. It is not possible to get a replacement of you.
Yeah.
Somebody may do what you're doing,
Yeah.
but they'll never do it the way you do
The way you
it.
do it, true.
And, all that God has packaged
Yeah.
in you, because it is only you that God has been preparing for that.
Yeah.
And so the enemy wants to get as many people out of the body that he cannot take you to hell because you belong to God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he can cut short your
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can either delay you or deny you the opportunity to do what you're supposed to do,
Right.
or slow you down, but you'll not be able to succeed. And anybody who is in drugs today, one of the things that I would like to say to you is that it doesn't matter how deep you are in drugs, the possibility of you coming out is real.
Wow. Amen.
That's real.
Amen.
It's real.
Yeah.
There are many examples of people coming out of drugs
Yeah.
than the people who are in drugs until the end of their lives. It's only that the good examples are not shouted so much.
True.
The people that we know today who are on drugs is the ones who have not been able to come out. Only a few examples
Only
of
because
the
of the
people who have been
stigma
able to
also.
come out.
The stigma also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see, I've had many of my friends tell me, Apostle, don't say that you used to be on drugs or that. Because people may begin to, look at you in a funny way.
Yeah.
And then I say, then where is the glory?
Exactly.
Where is the glory?
Yeah.
The glory of God is seen
Yeah.
when He has dealt with a weakness. If Paul never told us that he used to persecute the church, we never know the Paul that we know. We never see the power
True.
of God
Yeah,
that
yeah.
worked in him. Personally, if Jesus never found me, I'll be dead by now. Because I thought help would come from the wrong places. And all the people I knew up to that point in time
Yeah.
who are ready to open up about their drug
Yeah.
life,
Yeah, yeah.
they are the ones who are in it, not the ones who are out.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got a story of somebody who had been on drugs and who had come out.
Okay.
And I want to encourage anybody out
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
that you are able to go either through a rehab, or you are able to stop by yourself, or God helped you to stop,
Yeah.
or through medication. Voice it out. Let other people know that it is possible to get out.
Amen.
Because that is your testimony.
Yeah.
You have never been a witch.
Yeah.
So you cannot join the those who are former witches to give a testimony about something you have never been.
To give God glory.
So for you,
Yeah.
speak it out because it helps other people know there is hope. That somebody, if I tell you today, you know, if when I step out of this studio and I'm doing what I normally do, nobody would ever think
Yeah.
that I've ever been on drugs.
True.
If you look at my eyes, you never know
Yeah.
that they were
There's
ever
no
red.
evidence. No evidence.
They were ever red
Yeah.
continuously for a long period of
Oh
time.
my.
But when God delivers you,
Yeah.
and then you make a decision not to go. The decision part is key. It is key.
Yeah.
Because again, there is extreme that some, especially the religious counselors, they sometimes go to an extreme that it is only prayer alone.
Okay.
But when you pray for somebody and you don't help them to take the steps themselves,
Yeah.
that person you pray for them today, and tomorrow they'll be back there,
Yeah.
and soon you'll be discouraged.
So what you're telling us, it is okay if somebody can afford a rehab.
Yes.
Go for the rehab.
Yes.
If you need to see a counselor,
Yes.
see one.
Yes.
These places are not demonic.
They are not.
God has empowered these people
Yes.
to help in another way.
Yes.
Just like the way you go to a doctor in the hospital, you're not sinning.
Exactly.
You're getting help. God
Yes.
has given these people wisdom.
Yes.
So if you have somebody who is on drugs, get them help as much as you pray for them.
Yes. Actually,
Yeah.
all these are channels of healing
Okay.
that God uses. Because
Yeah.
think about the many people that we used to lose
Yeah.
before some of the medicines were discovered.
Yeah.
Do you think it is the will of the devil for the medicine to be discovered?
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
It is God.
Yeah. Amen.
It helps the faith
Yeah.
of that particular person.
Yeah.
But don't go for the drug alone
And leave God
and
out.
leave God out.
Okay.
Because with God,
Yeah.
all things are possible. Not without Him,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Him.
yeah.
And not Him alone, and not to Him.
Yeah.
Not to Him, not to
Yes,
God.
yeah.
With Him.
Yes.
Us with Him,
Yeah.
working together, using all the channels that He has given us, because the counseling is important.
Powerful. Yes.
Even after we pray for the people,
Yeah.
some of them we refer them to a counselor,
Yeah.
especially a Christian counselor, somebody who knows how to apply the word of God in their profession.
Amen.
And it becomes easier that way.
Yeah.
Because whatever it's like the ambulance picking somebody from an accident scene. You don't remain there.
Yeah.
The ambulance will only do what it can do
Yeah.
to take the person to the nearest hospital. After that, the person has to leave the ambulance
Yeah.
and get into the hands of somebody else.
Yeah.
Then that person, if a referral is necessary,
Yeah.
they'll also have to refer them to another person.
Right.
And so that one continues that even until now.
Yeah.
You know, many people will say, once a drug addict, always a drug addict.
No.
Or many of the, if you go through the counselings, the normal counselings,
Yeah.
they tell you someone doesn't recover.
Okay.
That's what they say.
Uh-huh.
And so all the people will tell you, I'm a recovering,
Okay.
but it is not a recovering always.
Yeah.
If you are recovering, you should recover completely.
Oh, so it's actually a belief that you can never really be out.
Yes, it's a belief. And I normally say, for example, they say when you take one puff of weed,
Yeah.
7 years, I took over 1,000. So I need several lifetimes
Yeah. Oh God.
to be able to
recover.
clear that. If the transformation that we receive from God is not real, then I'm living a lie.
Wow, wow. Our viewers, I know you're possibly thanking God for hearing this information. Very, very important. And the story is just marvelous. Even to see how God can bring somebody from that kind of a background to where he is right now. And the fact that there is hope, there are answers. And the number for the man of God, Apostle Fred, is on the screen. Make sure that you contact him. If possibly you are dealing with drug addiction, alcoholism, any addiction is actually a lot of things.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so when you say addiction, not
Even
just
food.
drugs. Yeah. So make sure you contact him. Do you do any counseling or do you refer?
I do.
Okay.
But I do it up to where I can.
Okay.
If I see this case needs to be referred, because I
Yeah.
also have other commitments,
Of course, yeah.
I don't want to remain serving tables only. Because there are other commitments. But
Yeah.
I do whatever I can.
Okay.
Many people, God has sent so many people our way
Uh-huh.
who had those problems, and we are seeing them completely transformed. So we don't begin with the prayer, we begin with the counseling.
Yeah.
We help them see what they need to understand about themselves, their personalities, what is ailing them
Yeah.
as a person, then the spiritual part. Then if it needs some drugs, then we refer them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because actually some of this drug addiction, you need to actually have some drugs administered in
Yeah,
you
yeah.
to clear the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean medical drugs. So thank you very much for tuning in. God bless you. I believe you've had a lot of information that is important. The truth is the apostle finally got out, and the most important, he got to answer the call.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and we are doing it big time.
Amen.
Thank God.
So you also there may be struggling with God not to answer the call. Make sure you answer the call. I mean, just serve God. Why do you want to live a life that God does not receive glory? Do what God has called you to do. It's easier, and heaven will facilitate it. Until next time, same place, same time. God bless you. Bye-bye.